We all are now aware of the UK's ambitious targets to reduce carbon emissions and the aim to reach net zero by 2050. Most reductions in greenhouse gases have so far come about through technological innovations, but that is not going to be enough on its own. The Climate Change Committee has stated that a 60% reduction in consumer emissions is required to meet current net zero targets. However, that is easier stated than achieved. What actually encourages people to make greener choices? Well, it seems a series of factors working together has the most impact. In general, decision-making is influenced by a number of factors, primarily individual knowledge, values and emotions, social factors, such as social norms and group identity, and practical factors, such as ease, price and functionality. Interventions that target an individual's decision-making or motivation, a downstream intervention, are less effective than midstream ones, which make a change easier, for example, through changing prices, convenience and availability. Upstream interventions that seek to shift norms through institutional leadership, such as regulation, policy or incentives, are more effective too. Interventions work best when the alternatives are easy, accessible, affordable and attractive as options. There is tailored messaging to different ages, which is likely to work better than a one-size-fits-all approach. Use of trusted voices to relay messages, and coupling these with a clear and consistent policy from government. The sectors in which enabling green choices would have the most progress towards net zero targets are transport, buildings and consumption. Transport. Whilst electric car sales are increasing, there are remaining barriers, including cost, charging infrastructure, the time taken to charge an electric car, and car range anxiety. Managing aviation demand. This is seen as a particularly hard area for behaviour change to occur, as flying is closely associated with freedom, success, pleasure, aspirations, social capital, and more. People's concern and knowledge about climate change often does not equate to a change of behaviour around flying. The cost of alternatives, aspirations, and lack of regulation or incentives are all barriers. Frequent flyer levies and additional targeted taxes may help. Infrastructure for active and public transport. Improving infrastructure, such as adding or improving bike lanes and bus routes, influences people's use of public and active transport. The barriers that remain include lack of infrastructure and perceptions of public transport desirability. Buildings. Interventions could include heat pump adoption, energy efficiency improvements, domestic energy generation, and changing habits, for example, turning down thermostats. Barriers include costs, retrofitting issues, renters not having control over their space, and a lack of trust and understanding. Consumption. Interventions include reducing waste through repair and reuse, buying low-carbon products and recycling. Barriers include manufacturing processes making products difficult to repair, higher costs of repair, and knowledge levels around buying sustainably. Food system emissions. Information on food consumption is useful in helping shift behaviours, but this works best in combination with other interventions, such as increasing the availability of alternatives and pricing initiatives. People are more likely to be open to achieving a balanced diet by reducing the amount of meat they eat rather than shifting to a fully vegetarian or vegan diet. For more insights into some of the biggest issues in environmental policy, check out our Environment 101 playlist on YouTube.